Hello, this is Future Jennifer here, coming to you with some more excuses for why I didn't get stuff done. I filmed this spring haul like a couple of weeks ago. Audible was having an awesome sale, which I took advantage of, or it took advantage of me. It just all depends on how you look at it. But I filmed this a little while ago and then haven't edited it or I haven't edited it or gotten it up. And so I'm just letting you know if it seems a little outdated or repetitive, it's because I filmed it and then didn't get it put up in a timely manner. So I hope you enjoy it anyway. Hello. Thank you for coming and checking out my channel. My name is Jennifer and this is Jen the Bookworm. And if you are a returner, if you're someone who's been here before, thank you very much for your continued support. But if you're a brand new person, I hope that you enjoy what you're about to see. I hope you give me a thumbs up. I hope you consider subscribing. It's free to do. It helps out my channel, and I'm really trying to push towards getting 100 people subscribing to my channel by the end of this year. So if you can help me out there, then I hope that you will. So today I'm bringing you I called it a spring haul, as if I buy books by the season. I do not. I buy books whenever Audible has stupid sales. And that's what happened this time. I went on to Audible to look up something that I looked up the Long Price Quartet. That's what I was going on there to look up. And I noticed everything was on sale. And then I went to my wish list and everything was on sale. I spent like 80 bucks. Anyway, we don't want to talk about that. What we do want to talk about is what I picked up. I thought maybe you might be interested in the haul. So I'm going to try and make this brief, but I picked up quite a few good books, I think. So the first one that I have on here is Butcher Baker Candlestick Taker, a Spokane Clock Tower Mysteries by Patricia Meredith. Now, the reason I picked up this, it actually was already on my wish list, has been on my wish list for a little while. But I'm just starting to get to know her husband, Andrew Meredith. And so when I saw it was on sale, I thought, well, this might be a good time to pick this up and read this. And so I'm excited to do that. Plus, I'm really kind of getting into thrillers and mysteries lately. If you watched my my June MBR, then you'll see that I did have some fantasy on there, but not as much. I'm really trying to read some mysteries and some thrillers and some horror and some other things. I guess just to cleanse the palate, maybe. So this seemed like it was something that I would enjoy, so I picked it up. I also picked up A Man Called Ove by Frederick Bachman. I watched the movie recently. I watched A Man Called Otto. I haven't seen the Swedish movie, but I really enjoyed A Man Called Otto. I loved that movie. And I was expecting it to be funny, and it was. I don't know why, but I wasn't expecting to need tissues, and I did. So I'm probably going to need tissues while reading this book as well, because I'm such a sap. But yeah, I thought it was a great movie. So, and I know that a lot of people that I watch and that I trust have read this book and was like, oh my God, you got to read this book. So I'm going to read this book eventually. I'll get it on a TV or one of these days, but I bought it. I bought The Black Echo by Michael Connelly. And if you've seen my June MBR, then you'll see that it's on there. This is like a police procedural detective book. And I hear that he's a very consistent writer, consistently good. I've heard good things about it, and so I thought I want to try it out. Theo from Rekindled Reader just recently read this and had good things to say about it, so I'm excited for that. It is on my June MBR. We'll see if I get to it. I bought The House Witch 2 and 3. This is by Delmock, and I read the first House Witch in February, I believe. because it was a fantasy, it was billed as a fantasy romance, a comedy fantasy romance. And there was a lot of comedy and there was a lot of fantasy and not so much romance. But it's a trilogy, and I think the romance is coming in books 2 and 3. I was sort of lukewarm on the romance, but I really, really loved the main character, and I thought that it was fun. It was fun to listen to, and it was well written, and so I bought the second and third one in the trilogy. I always intended to read them. Best to buy them on sale. So I don't know when I'll get around to them, but I will. I bought The Outsider by Stephen King, and if you've seen my June MBR, you'll see that it not only is it in my June MBR, but I've already read it. I really love the HBO show The Outsider. It's based off of this book. I've watched it 3 times. I've watched it myself, and then I really loved it so much I watched it again another, like, a couple months later. And then I loved it so much still the second time that I made my best friend watch it with me. And we just finished it not that long ago. But I decided that this was a book I've been saying I want to read. It was on sale. I picked it up and I read it. It was really good. So then I did pick up the Long Price Quartet, all 4 books, because they were all on sale for like $8 or less. This sale, by the way, this sale will probably be over by the time this video goes up. So I apologize for that, for not being early enough for you to be able to go, oh my god, it's on sale, and run to Audible. But I went to Audible to look for these books because so many people right now are reading them and are wanting to read them or about to read them. I know that a couple of my friends are starting a read along this month, I think, with the first 2 books. I don't have the ability to join that right now. I don't have the organization right now to do a TBR, so that's why I did an MBR for June. So, but I have these now and intend to read them. I've heard good things. I picked up The Last Kingdom by Bernard Cornwell. I have yet to read a Bernard Cornwell, but just from what I hear from people who like the kind of things that I like, I'm going to love him. And I thought I'd pick up this book because it was on sale. And that's my excuse for all these books. They're on sale. But this one I picked up. I picked up Moon by James Herbert. I did this because one of my very, very, very good friends that I know from ages and ages, one of my longest friends, he loves James Herbert. He says that James Herbert is like a standard of horror, and I had never heard of him before. So he said Moon is one of his more popular books, so I put it on my wish list. And when I was going through my wish list and seeing what was on good sales, this one was, so I picked that up. I don't know how. I seem to remember when my friend and I were talking about it that he was somebody who did body horror. I can't remember if that's true or not, though. So I was a little not sure. I still haven't delved in very far into body horror and if I would like it or not, because I am easily squicked out sometimes. So, but by weird things. So maybe it won't be a problem for me. But anyway, I bought this book so I could sample this writer's writing. I picked up The Rithmatist by Brandon Sanderson and Ben McSweeney. I did that because my daughter has this book and it'll be the next book that she reads, I think. And right now we're kind of reading books together. It makes her happy to be able to read the book when I'm reading it, or for me to read it around the same time so that we can talk about it. When she goes to read the book, then she, tells me where she's at. And I always finish the book first because I'm much, much faster reader and I'm using audiobook and not letting her do that. So, but she likes to read books with me, and so I picked that up. And it's a Brandon Sanderson book, so I don't know if I'll read every book he's ever written, because Brandon Sanderson is very eclectic when it comes to his genres. So there are some genres he writes in that I'm not sure I'm gonna like. So, but I'll cross that bridge when we come to it. Right now, I want to read most of his stuff anyway, so I picked that up. I picked up Gone Girl by Gillian Flynn. I have heard really good things about this. It seems like it's, not fantasy. It's different than what I've been reading. I think it's a mystery, and so I'm interested in that. I picked up Gates of Fire by Stephen Pressfield. I blame Theo at Rekindled Reader for this entirely. I've just been hearing people talk it up. It sounds like it's a good book. Actually, my partner's read this book as well. He has a dusty copy sitting on his dresser, and he really enjoyed it too. He enjoyed it, thought it was a really good book. So based off of those recommendations, I decided to jump on that bandwagon. I won't be reading it right now, so maybe it won't be a bandwagon by the time I get around to it, but I do have it now, so I can read it whenever I want to. I picked up Priory of the Orange Tree, and that's by Samantha Shannon. I actually had this book in ebook format, and I bought it, I'm going to say 2019-ish or something like that, because the cover is gorgeous. Since then, I've learned that, there's dragons and there's things, I've learned a little bit about it, and all of that sounds good. And because I bought it because the cover was gorgeous. I really shouldn't do that, but, so I got it so I can also listen along while I'm reading. I got the Falcon of Sparta by Con Eagleton. I don't remember who I can blame that one on, but booktubers that have read it or have picked it up have been really excited about it, made me hyped up for it. It was on a good sale, so I picked that up. And lastly, Best Served Cold by Joe Abercrombie, which, if you have been around at all recently, I really, really enjoyed the First Law trilogy. I just got into it April, and I think I read the whole trilogy back to back to back in April. I think I did. I know for sure I did. And so there are 4 standalone books that are in the same world. Best Served Cold is the first written of them. So I'm going to go through and read those, and really want to get to the second trilogy that he's done. Apparently it's really good too. A lot of people are reading it and loving it, and so I'm just trying to catch up. But I really, really enjoyed Joe Abercrombie, and I hope that this book is every bit as good as the other ones that I've read. So that is the haul that I did, my spring haul, if you will. It is all Audible's fault. I take no personal responsibility for my actions. So I hope that I get to these books soon. And some of these books, like I said, one of them I've already read. Some of them are on my MBR for this month, and then the rest of them I'll work them in the upcoming months. So I hope that you enjoyed this book haul, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Write me a comment in the comment section. Let me know, which of these books have you read? Which of these books are you excited to read, or have you never heard of and you want me to do a dedicated review of one of these books when I get done with it? Let me know, and I'd love to continue the discussion in the comment section. So thank you very much for coming and spending some time with me. I hope that you have a great rest of your day.